This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zappos, the home for the Cougar Coaches Show, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Proud partner of Washington State Athletics. And by Redbox, the official at-home movie partner of the Pac-12. Visit redbox.com now for new movies and thousands more. Now, let's talk Washington State basketball. Live from Zappos with Cougar head coach Kyle Smith, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
What a week it was. Washington State sweeps the mountain schools. They've won 3 straight and headed into a gauntlet here in February, currently scheduled for only 2 home games, 8 road games.
Is that right?
In this month, I believe.
God,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tell me that?
Oh, no,
what is wrong with you?
It's 6, but then I was thinking the Beaver game could possibly be in there. So it's maybe 7 road games
Jeez.
pending a reschedule.
One at a time.
You play 4 of the next 8. You play 2 of the next 8.
One at a time.
How about that?
One at a time.
I just jumped to March. It's February 1st. And I just jumped to
gracious.
March. You beat the mountain schools.
Those are in March, or the last 2 in March?
Yeah, Beavers and Ducks home in March. March 3rd, March 5th, currently, at least.
There's something wrong with you. That's what you lead with.
I said the Cougs swept the mountain schools.
You did. And then you followed it right into
it. That's what we're doing here.
I'm not sleeping as it is. And you just contributed to that.
70-43 over the Buffs, biggest win ever. 71-54 over the Utes, biggest win ever. Back-to-back over the Utes and the Buffs. Huge week.
It was great.
Against those two. Fantastic ball. Let's go back to the Utah game.
Okay.
71-54. We'll do a recap of the week, and we'll recap. We'll do trivia, and then we'll look forward, and that's going to take us about 60 minutes to really do it the right way, and we'll see what else comes our way.
Yeah.
How about that?
Sounds great.
Utah, you beat them 71-54. You're up 33-25 at the half.
Yep.
You felt probably pretty good, but,
you're better than we were earlier in the year. We weren't really holding on to leads. I just watched the Stanford game last night. We're up 12, and they hit a 3 to cut it to 9 in the first half, and that second half was a debacle.
Yeah.
So, we never feel real comfortable at halftime, but we played really well.
What do you think is the difference now from earlier in the year? teams evolve and they learn, and you said, earlier on in the year, second halves were tough. They seem to now be leads you can hold on to.
I think we have a really good group that get along well, but there's a matter of playing together a lot that they start to get to know one another, and when you have really a new backcourt with Ty and Mike, I think there's familiarity. Like I said, Mike's finally established himself, kind of earned it, had to do a lot of things, and that's why I prefer not to, he's been a blessing, but I prefer not to bring a guy in with 1 year and ready to go. I'd rather have a guy even sit out, if you could have a guy sit out, but that's going to be one-time transfer stuff. So I think that's part of the deal, so we should get better, and some other teams will too, as you play together a little bit and kind of establish our roles, and we identified them even more. So you can identify them like we have. We'll do it in November and say, hey, this is that, but until you play through and have those experiences, and guys, internally, there's those things go on, and I think we've kind of accepted it, and we've been defending well. That's the number one deal, and playing together.
Flowers is toward the top of the pack in minutes per game now. I mean, he's 30, 35 minutes a game. He leads you in assists a game, right? He came in as a 21-point-per-game scorer. You said he started defending. He's also really distributed the ball really well.
Yeah, no, we caught that early. Like, he was trying to establish, he's just used to being a scorer, but I noticed he can make a lot of the plays. He can find a lot of passing. Anyone that's watched this late in the game, he'll find, like, cross-court guys and hit the roller late, and he's pretty uniquely talented. I wish I had another year with him because I think he could get really good there. But he's been our closer that way too. Like, just he's calm, he's level-headed out there, and he kind of starting to get. Like I said, he's getting more comfortable directing guys when his job at other levels in Western Michigan South has been to get buckets and make plays. And he's actually got a good head for it, and he's really, like I said, he's a growth mindset kind of guy. He's going to get better, and it's fun to watch a guy develop like that.
He was leading the pack in threes made per game. I need to check after tonight to see, but he's right up there. He's top 2, top 3. He can really fill it up.
You can, and part of his sacrifice some of his scoring. He could score more if we But we need him to set the table more. So, I mean, I think he's averaged, 12-something, and he could average 15, 16.
Not super bouncy, though. I mean, he's not not the high flyer.
No,
he's not really, really fast. But what is it? Smart and skilled? Is that what it is?
Tough, too. He's tough. He's smart. He's skilled. He's just got a really good brain. And I enjoy coaching. You don't have to coach those guys as hard.
Yeah.
I get on him. He's not the best practice player. So and that's it. So today he had a good one, so I'm kind of smiling face. I challenged him today. I said, nice.
Does he kind of know it? Because he's older.
Oh, yeah, he knows it. He knows it. And there was a little hesitancy when we took him because every coach loved him. I was like, hey, he's going to be – your teammates are going to love him. He's going to be really popular. Practice? Nice. And I'm like, gosh, I said – and I was a little hesitant. I was like, because our so much of our deal is predicated on how you produce in practice. And that's what was neat about him. So I grabbed him at the end of the summer. I said, hey, man, you're going to have to really get after it in conditioning, do everything. And he took it, and he made some adjustments. I said, there's only so much time. We got to get you there. And I was worried he wouldn't be able to get there, and he kind of crossed that threshold, and now he's really doing a nice job.
Who are some of the best practice players on this team? Who are the guys who come into practice? And
I can tell you the guys that we don't have too many that are bad, but the best guys that are most consistent, Bamba, Andre, who am I missing? Miles, who's sitting out, he does a good job. Ty. And Muhammad. Those are probably those five. They'll bring it every. The other guys are pretty good, but those five are consistent. They're make themselves available too, and that little nucleus there will be kind of the core of just leading us as far as just building like Deshaun and Nefe they just haven't been available. They've been hurt, and I have to manage that. Noah, some of the same injuries and some time missed that hurts them, but those five really, you catch them in the gym a lot. Their injuries are usually overuse and stuff like that. So they have five that you feel like are that bring it like that. That's pretty good, and then you hopefully bring in a couple more.
You've won the last 3 games. You've won 4 of 5. Andrei Yakimovsky's been really shooting the ball. He's one of the top shooters in the pack. 45% from 3 at his size. I mean, this is everything that you thought he might be, I would think, as a big recruit from North Macedonia. And boy, has he emerged now and at a key time in this year. He's his 4th scorer for you. You've got another double-digit score.
Yeah, no, he's done a really nice job coming off the bench and starting both roles. He's comfortable either way. He's a mismatch problem because he just stretches the floor and gets in there. So we can play big with Muhammad Nefe at times and be really on the glass, dominant and big inside, and then you slip Andre in there, and it's hard to switch a scout and this and that. And you play him at the 3, and you can start, put him in ball screens, and I think he's only going to get better there. You can tell he's just much more comfortable and much more confident. We mentioned it. He didn't have a great game against Stanford last time. Really struggled.
He kind of stopped shooting. He went 0 for 3 real quick. He took 3 quick ones, and then he didn't shoot again. It was kind of a funny deal.
There was more to it. He wasn't rebounding. He wasn't defending. It was unusual, out of character for him that he usually doesn't shut down. He doesn't make shots. But we just watched the film, and he's like, I know, Coach. So he'd been good against Stanford last year. So hopefully that was a fluke, with the 90-minute hiatus before he jumped. I don't know how guys are going to react. That was a little crazy.
Right. That is the part of the story of that game, right? The game where you almost had a player pulled off the court as Tony Padilla is about to throw the ball in the air.
Yeah, and I told, so everyone knows, I said, I've got about a 2.5-hour window of coaching. So my life, if the tip-off's at 1, I'm done by 3:30 mentally. So
what about like a 4 OT? What
2.5 you should be able to get. So, yeah, if we go 4 OTs, just Shaw, here you go. It's time done. Put it to the sub.
It's too much.
So I figured it was like 90 minutes, so then like 60 minutes. That was about the 15-minute mark of the second half. So I was just comatose. I just watched the 26-1 run. I was like,
it's amazing.
And my staff was not even better. It wasn't like anyone tapped me on the shoulder. Hey, Coach, get a. I was like, we watched it again. I said, hey, there's no reason to save any timeouts when you're getting your teeth kicked in. I was like, we need one timeout. It was a close game because it was like we're up 6 and we're this time, and then we're down 6. And I was like, oh, this game, we're in trouble. It's that timeout's not worth anything anymore.
Wow, what a bizarre. So in that one, 6 of the last 8 games, Yaki scored double figures.
That's right.
In the 2 games he hasn't, 0.
Goose. Yeah,
very
goose.
Strange. Kind of a weird deal.
Yeah,
and not a lot of shots. 0 for 2 and then 0 for 3.
Yeah, I can't really explain that. It was which game? It was. Oh, one was off the COVID break. Colorado, right?
That's right.
And that was somewhat. I think he had one practice or no practice. I could see that, but I think he played great against Utah. Bounced back.
Yeah.
And then I can't explain the Stanford one. I was surprised by it. And you're allowed to have one.
Yeah, sure. It happens.
It happened, but it shouldn't on the defensive rebounding aspect. You can give effort there. You might not shoot the ball well, but he was kind of off all the way around. But like I said, he's a relentless, persistent guy that you want. You want those guys in your program helping you win.
He had 15 and 8 against Utah in 29 minutes, 15 points, 8 boards. You had 15 points from Tyrell Roberts. We haven't talked a ton about Tyrell. Yep. I did see Tyrell make a play, I think it was against the Buffs, where, and I can't read all your body language perfectly, but you looked like you shook your head like that was really good. Like he can get in the lane and do some special stuff.
When he made the little
English off the. You
want to know what I was really thinking?
Yeah, I was curious.
I said he's blind as a bat because Mike was standing. Mike was standing right in front of me naked, and I was like, I'm like, what is this?
It went in though.
It was great. I was like, thank God it did. I was like, he's just blind. I'm like, and everyone's like, he's little. He can't see. I said, no, he's trying to score all the time.
Score.
And he's a really unselfish guy. Don't get it wrong. It's just that, and I want him to be able to make. And he made some plays like that, and he'll get better as he goes. But I was like, Mike, hang in there, man. I was like, he was just like, hey, when you're 5'9",
yeah,
5'9".
Yeah,
but he's gonna, you can see what he did the Utah game. He just really broke that thing open.
He had 15 points, but he had 11 of them in a 7-minute stretch. He took the game over.
Yeah, no, I said, like, when he does that, he's our home run hitter. Kind of like, and I think he's going to probably get better down the stretch and more consistent on that, but like the kid Plummer from Utah was.
Oh, yeah.
He's
at Illinois now.
Yeah, and in my first year, he was, shot of inconsistent, but like, and then last year.
Yeah, he got hot.
Oh, he could score. He started off at UCLA, scored the first 14 points, stuff like that. So they're kind of wired the same way. And I think Plummer's having a great year at Illinois, too. So just hopefully, I think moments like that, hopefully we see more of them. But he's been a great defender, doesn't turn the ball over, and tickled with how well he's done for being off a year and making the jump from Division II.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. The last time we saw a D2 player this good, he was an NBA player, Derek White, from Colorado.
He was about 6'4".
Derek White was. Yeah, Derek White's big. Yeah, he might have been.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
he's bigger. Yeah, he's a really good player.
Really good, yeah. I think he's still in the Spurs. I think he's
a good player.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
He had him on the national team, whatever, Popovich, whatever.
Yeah, he's impressive.
Yeah, very good.
It's rare, but when it's worked out, Tyrell and Derek, I mean, they've been really good.
Yeah.
You turned Utah over 19 times.
Yep.
Is there a landmark for you, or does it depend on the opponent? Is it like you want 16 or more, 15 or more?
It kind of depends on the opponent. I'd say, you want to keep the heat on Utah. They shoot the ball. If you sit back and let them zip it around and guard their actions, you could have a long night. So it's like we really pushed up and pressure them. It helps. Muhammad and Nefe really help on that because they make it hard for the bigs to catch. And then now they try to run their offense through their center, and they try to catch at the elbow. And now with Fefe and Muhammad are denying that, they're catching out by the top of the key, and now all your timing's messed up. So that'll force some turnovers.
You forced 16 against the Buffs. I mean, you locked Colorado down. They scored 43 points, 18 in the first half, and 70 is fine, right?
Yeah.
You've scored more than 70, but 70 to 43 is fantastic. Is that the blueprint? Is that the game? Like, it doesn't get much better than that, right?
You know what? We're greedy, and then John Higgins was getting on me about.
Yeah, what happened at the end of the game?
Man, they started reffing the score. And I'm like, our guys practice. They want to, don't treat them poorly. Like I thought.
I don't want to get you in trouble here, by the way.
So, I don't think so. But the conversation, it wasn't bad. It's just like, he's like, you guys are up 30. It's like, and you're nagging me. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it was a half-court little tumble there.
Yeah, like Andre got whacked.
Yeah.
And it was a turnover. But I hate turnovers. So I'm like, that's a turnover.
Yeah.
They called it a turnover at the shot clock at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then Ryan threw one down the gut that I think was off them. And I'm like, we ended up with 17 turnovers, and Shaw's having an aneurysm, and I'm.
But really, it was like 14.
There's too many.
Yeah.
Well, we had 4, I think, at halftime or something. So we had like 13 in the second half. So anyway, we were in Flowers, so a little behind the bag. We were just being a little cute, and I didn't like that. But you can't be. It's hard to beat people. Period. And I told John, he's like, all mad at me. I said, we're just not used to being up 30. He said, you're up 30. I said, not used to it.
New territory.
Not new territory. We'll work on it. Love to work on this part. Give me the protocol.
Yeah, tell me more about it.
Tell me more about
Did
it.
he laugh? He must have laughed at that.
No, kind of not really. He's kind of mad.
He didn't like it.
He was just like, what are you guys nagging me about? And I'm like,
He's one. He goes coast to coast. I
really like him, actually, as an official. Maybe that makes up for my comments.
Well,
I just think he does not care who wins. He really doesn't. Mm-hmm. He doesn't. He's like, I'm here for the paycheck. Don't worry about fellas.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That's why you want him. Yeah. He's got no – I don't like the emotional guys that get a little thin-skinned or whatever. They want to engage and have conversations. He's great. He rarely says boo. And
chews his gum and goes to the next game the next day.
Yeah, actually, I was begging for a hook in the first half because he was sitting right in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And we could see the hand come around. Yeah. And I said, that's a hook.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm not allowed to call. Or I shouldn't call it from this side because.
Oh, interesting.
Because
it's his call.
And I go, because I've seen you call it. He goes, yep, I called it back to back. And I said, I know. the UW Utah game, he called them back to back. And they were good calls. So I was like, oh, okay.
Funny. I wonder if he was with a veteran, Eric Curry and his Rastatters. Good crew. Yeah.
I think they're out of rookieing me, except for a couple. But I mean, whatever. At this level, actually, like I said, these are the better guys because they've been doing it a long time.
Oh, he's a Final Four ref.
Yeah, it's just my thing is like it's hard when you're like at San Francisco and you got to come into Pac-12 and you're like, I know which league pays more. I know which coach they want to make sure is happy.
Right. Let's do this. We went long that first segment.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll come
What
back.
are you doing?
We're trying to keep it between the rails here. We're trying to keep it between the lines. We're live here at Zeppo's, talking ball with Kyle Smith. We'll be right back.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Kook fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 22 major centers throughout the West with over 50 daily departures to 22 nonstop destinations served by AHA, Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines. Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Put your trust in a bank that's been focused on serving the people and businesses in Washington and all across the country since 1863. That's U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back at it here live. We're talking ball with Kyle Smith as we're at Zeppo's. And, by the way, great to be at Zeppo's.
Oh, man.
Because we missed Zeppo's the last couple of weeks. This is the spot.
This epicenter of Pullman.
It's
as far
the
as I'm
spot.
concerned, this is it. We got everything.
You got a
got
card
restaurant,
room.
Bar, card room especially.
Right.
Bowling alley.
Yeah.
The arcade for the kids if you have kids.
Oh, and they love
that takes hours. Hours. Babysits for hours.
Great food, the whole
Great
deal.
Food.
Yeah, it is everything you want. Hey, earn your bragging rights, by the way, at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Plus, Turf Club Sportsbook is now open. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. We were talking earlier about different metrics to gauge how the country should be assessed. And back, 25 years ago, it was just a committee. And you get a bunch of folks in a room, and they know college ball, and they're league representatives or
very
some
political back room.
No, it's literally a back. Hey, Coach Phelps is in here. We got Coach Phelps. It's literally a back room.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah,
don't kid yourself.
Yeah, right. And you've got different league reps.
They move the goalposts in this thing like everything. It becomes a political tug of war. But if you want my philosophy, my theory,
I'd love your theory. I'd love it.
It's pretty simple, but they won't do it.
What's your theory?
Well, you've got Ken Palm, you've got Net, you've got RPI, you've got what's the one that was in USA Today?
I don't know.
Sagarin.
Oh yeah, the Sagarin. Yeah,
Sagarin.
I'm not sure.
Sagarin, whatever.
Yeah.
Compile them all.
Smoosh them all together.
Yeah. Average of that, you're going to get close.
Yeah.
I mean, Ken Palm does a good job. Period. And take your top 68 or whatever you want, however you want to do it. Or okay, you got 33 qualifiers and 35. No bubble. Nothing worse than this. So I'll tell you why I'm that way. First of all, objectivity like that.
Yeah. Data
and we've had our best team at St. Mary's had one of our highest RPIs, and they didn't bring us. And I was like, and it was one of those years where we started off the year 18-1. We're ranked like 17th in the country, and Patty Mills gets hurt at Gonzaga, breaks his hand, he's out, misses like 4 weeks, but he comes back and. We ended the season. We struggled a little bit, and then he kind of picked up at the end. And it's like, they got a future pro. They're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. They lost some games without him. Nah,
didn't.
No, we went the other way. We scheduled an extra game against Eastern Washington just to try to show the committee, and that ended up hurting us. The national media is like, this is they're trying to juke the system. We're just trying to play, and. But we've had worse teams that got in, and that team was our best team and didn't get in.
You know what was the nail in the coffin for the RPI? Do you remember in 2006, Missouri Valley?
Yes, they're like they had 5 teams, and we're studying it hard in the WCC. Trust me,
the league figured out how to credit to them.
Yep.
They figured out how to schedule for the RPI. The highest RPI team ever not in the dance.
Yeah, it was
Missouri State.
Like 28
21.
21.
21 in the RPI and didn't get in.
That's terrible.
And they just looked at him and they said, look, we're not putting that many Missouri Valley teams in just because.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's right or wrong. That's what they said.
That's exactly. It's because good for us, the big boys run the show. But I was on the other end of that thing, and we were doing the same. Back then, it was just Gonzaga and St. Mary's.
Right. Oh, yeah. It was
before BYU, and we're staring at them, and they're like, back then they were like 22, and we're like 35, and we're like, you're trying to stand there. But I think, and I do think, because I don't think the Ken Palm and the Net, they reward it by possession, and it's I think it's probably how good your team is, but the RPI rewards results more, wins. And it's somewhere in between those two a little bit. You can be distorted a little bit.
What do you mean by possession? So,
a big chunk of it is just it's not so much wins and losses. I have to talk to Ken Pomeroy himself, but it's just how do you offensive your offensive rating versus really minus your defense rating?
Yeah, I know it's a huge part of it.
That's it. That's basically it.
It's like efficiency per possession.
Per possession.
Got it.
So when you win by 22 or whatever, it matters more, probably more than it should. Now he tapers it off or whatever and that stuff, but it should be. And my thought is the last 2 minutes of the game. Probably shouldn't count as much. You have to. They should be the nuance when you're fouling, you're competing to win. So in overtimes, when sometimes you'll lose by 9 in overtime. That result should be 0 even.
Right,
played them even.
You played them even.
Pretty much played them. Yeah, make it a 1-point win.
Interesting. So offensively, the Cougs are in the Ken Palm are 19. Defensively 18, 19.
Yeah.
Offensively 80.
Yep.
That has you at 35 in the country, which, by the way, is historically high and phenomenal. And, a lot of that is because of the first 2 columns are offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency. It goes into his other rating, luck rating, and all this other stuff.
We're down. Our
the
luck rating's bad.
Yes, that's fifth to last.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
Oh, hey, what do you say we do? What do you say we do trivia? Let's go.
Trivia. I thought you were going to go commercial.
No, we'll go break.
You want to go break?
We'll go break in trivia.
All right.
We
don't have to do trivia.
I think we do.
I
think we do.
Right,
I think
good,
we do.
Good.
We'll get a little more gettable today. A little more gettable. We'll take a break, come back. We'll do trivia live next year at Zeppo's Talking with Kyle Smith.
Which would you rather be? An armchair quarterback or an on the edge of your cushy leather seat chair quarterback? Turf Club Sportsbook is now open at Northern Quest with the most modern, luxurious, and exciting sports wagering experience around. So you can bet, watch, and win like never before. Right here in the heart of the action. Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Now open at Northern Quest.
Larger than life is truly an understatement in family favorite Clifford the Big Red Dog, now available at Redbox. When Emily discovers her little red puppy has grown 10 feet overnight, she turns to her eccentric Uncle Casey for help. But when a mad scientist tries to capture the playful pup, it takes the whole neighborhood to hide Clifford as they race across the city. Get ready for the incredible laugh-out-loud comedy that is big fun for the entire family. Watch Clifford the Big Red Dog and make it a Redbox night. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
Hey everybody, this is Klay Thompson, and you're listening to Washington State Basketball.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show.
Lots of the bucket and a two-handed skyscraper jam.
Live from Zeppo's with Cougar head coach Kyle Smith, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it here live. We're talking ball with Kyle Smith. We've got ourselves a Bay Area Road Week coming up at Stanford and at Cal. Thursday, Saturday, pretty conventional split, 6 p.m. tip at Stanford in Maples and a 1 p.m. tip at Cal Saturday against the Golden Bears. And time now for trivia, Coach.
Okay, gotcha.
It's our trivia segment. All right, Luke, fire the music. Oh, there we go. Question number one.
Jack Friel.
No, that is incorrect.
That was well went early.
What is the? And I'm telling you, I think you can get these.
All right.
I believe in you. What is the largest margin of victory over Colorado ever in Coug men's basketball history?
27.
27. There we go. Ring it up. Ring it up. Correct.
Man, I got that.
Correct. That is this past game. Congratulations, big win. What is the highest? Second question. What is the highest ever net ranking for Coug hoops, and when did they get there?
I'm going to guess because they probably didn't have it. They didn't have net before when Tony Bennett was coaching there. So I'm thinking it's 35. Or
37 today.
37.
37 is the number. Ken
Paul
Paul
was
35. Net 37 today. We'll give it to him. Bring him up. Absolutely.
I'm not
okay.
where I'm not supposed to look at that stuff, or my family's
Why?
not supposed. It's February 1.
Yeah.
We got a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I need to be on.
There's meat on.
Worried about Stanford.
There's meat on the bone, but you got to enjoy the meal, Coach. Come on now.
I'll enjoy it.
Hey,
I'll be really excited if we're 37 come March.
What about
14th? That'll get her done.
So does Phelps or Roble? They never walk up to you and go, "Hey, Coach, we're the highest ever the Cougs have ever been."
Those two don't. But
Yeah.
let me tell you,
Shaw does.
No.
Andrew Jack does.
Andrew
Does
Jack.
he?
It's literally when we finished the game, he had texted me the Ken Palm.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
And it's like literally in the locker room where we were at. So yeah, that's real.
He's a dating guy.
Banner. Well, no, the best is it's more stems from I was at St. Mary's because it was the FOMO. You were just checking every day because we had to win every game.
Correct. Right.
Just every game.
Right.
And then you had to get to the finals and get to the finals against Gonzaga. And then it got to the point where you have to be sometimes they're ranked 5th in the country. That's what you have to do to go to the conference.
You have to be the number 5
team. Number 5 team or something.
Right. In the final weekend of the tournament.
Yeah, or no, if you lost, like one year we're just stressed and we're gripping and we go up to Gonzaga and we lose by 6, and then we go to Portland, who had a pretty good team, and so we got swept that weekend. It was the best thing that ever happened to us. We went home like, we're done.
Right.
Got to win the conference tournament.
Yeah.
Won the
conference tournament.
And then went to the Sweet 16.
That's awesome.
So I was like, but it's just finally like, hey,
pressure.
man.
Get the pressure off. Too much pressure.
The fatigue, that level, that's awful.
Too much.
Well, we can do something about it here. We can win some games.
And
the conference tournament.
No doubt about that. This whole month, I mean, you've got quad ones. We were just talking.
Let's not talk about that.
You got quad one wins. It's a whole cornucopia of quad ones.
Yes. Yeah,
it's just a buffet.
We're going to see how good we are.
It's a buffet. Yeah,
we're going to find out.
At Stanford, Arizona home, at Oregon, at UCLA, at USC, back to back to back. I mean, phenomenal stretch run there.
Yeah.
Depending on your perspective.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's great. All right, question number 3. Pac has 3 top 15 scorers in the NBA right now.
We do.
3 of the Pac alums are top 15 scorers in the league. Can you name
all 3?
Or 2. Maybe we'll go 2. We'll give you a little leniency.
3 of the top 15.
3 of the top 15 scorers are Pac alums. Actually, sometimes it's a little heavier than that. Like Clay's been hurt.
I know. Clay was the first one that came to mind, but I don't think he's in there this year. So can't think of any Bruins that are there. Wait.
Careful now. Careful.
Who's a Bruin that's getting some top 15 in the league in scoring? Yeah. Not Westbrook.
No.
Who am I forgetting?
He's a flyer. He can fly. He can really. I don't know that.
What's he going?
I don't know if they're helping you out.
Harden.
I'm not sure. Well,
that's one.
No, I don't. So there's 4. There's 4.
Wait, James Harden's
there's 4. There's 4. There's 4. I beg your pardon. There's 4 in the top 15. There's 4.
That's terrible. 4. There's 4 now.
There's 4.
You didn't even have Harden in your.
Yeah, no. I blew right past the number 1 scorer in the pack. Yeah, blew right past him. So there's 3 others in addition.
3 others.
Yeah.
So no one from Oregon.
No one from Oregon. I'll give you the schools. How about
give you the schools.
USC.
Top 15.
Top 15. USC, UCLA, and Cal. And they're all right. So you're right.
Give it to me. Broke.
USC, DeMar DeRozan.
Oh yeah. I think this is a 1-year bid. Did he play? How many years did he play there?
I think it was 1 and done. UCLA, Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah.
And
1-year deal.
And then 1-year deal as well. Jaylen Brown from Cal.
Oh, that's impressive.
And that was a really good Cal team. And then James Harden as well, of course.
Let me see. Did James give us 2 or 3 years?
It was 2.
2?
Yeah, it was 2. And thanks to Derek Roble for checking us, by the way.
Gosh, I was definitely that was one of my worst efforts in this.
It's kind of hard to pull. It's kind of a hard question, though.
I'm usually pretty good.
By the way, the question was wrong once again. So in fairness, I wasn't even. I asked the question.
You know what? One of my gifts is.
What's that?
Or gift is.
Please.
You name any NBA player, I'll tell you where they played college.
Oh.
And they have to play college, though.
Sure.
You can't be.
Let's just test it. I don't know. Kyle Korver.
Great.
I don't know.
He's not in the
Julius
league.
Randle.
Has to be in the league.
Julius Randle.
He's Kentucky.
Yeah. You know, the Kentucky ones, the one and dones, they might maybe I can catch it.
The one in Kentucky?
Kentucky. Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't know if there's another Ulyss.
I think there's only one.
There's actually another one at Iowa.
Is there?
His brother.
But he's at Iowa right now.
But I was thinking the white guy from Iowa too that was named something like that. Come on, that's 3 for 3. I mean, Kentucky, you're just gonna name Kentucky.
I don't know. I was just
Stump me, stump the coach. That's what we do at camp. We call it Stump the Coach.
Need an obscure.
Obscure is even easier sometimes.
Really?
I go like Rodman. I go like Southeast Oklahoma.
Look at this. Showing off. He's showing off.
But they got to be current NBA players.
Showing off.
Current NBA players.
Let's do this.
Sometimes I go all the way back to your AAU team, your high school team.
Oh, gosh. You can name
it. Pretty good.
Wow.
But go ahead. Save that for another time.
All right, we'll do that. That's a good one. Super Bowl 56 is coming up in Los Angeles. Yes. Music, please, Luke, for extra intensity and pressure. Thank you very much. Super Bowl 56 is in L.A. The Rams against the Bengals. It's the third ever trip for Cincinnati.
Yep.
1981 and 1988, quarterbacks that led the Bengals In each of those years, we're both MVPs.
That's easy.
Can you name them?
Ken Anderson, Boomer Esiason.
Well done. There it is. Yeah. Bring him up.
That was not fair because I'm Oiler fan.
Yeah.
AFC Central. Come on.
Yeah, well done. I mean, you drilled it.
Yeah, that was easy.
Ken Anderson, apparently super accurate, right? Just phenomenal.
You know what I said? Super accurate back then was probably 48%.
Yeah, it's different. Right. It's different. That's true.
Touchdown to interception like 1.5 to 1. These guys are a joke.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How much better? Now the defense a little bit. Now you had Lester. Can I even say Lester Hayes' nickname? You're probably too young.
I know it. Now let's skip it. How about that? Let's skip it.
But he'd have Stickum on there. There's bump and run coverage. It was hard to.
Rules were different too. The PI and
they played with Stickum, and they would be bump and run like 10 yards down the field to be physical. So it was hard to complete a pass.
Fifth question. We're not going totally random. We're going to stick sports. We went Bengals. We'll go Rams. Who's the all-time leading rusher in NFL Rams history? And the hint is he is a Pack alum.
My initial thought was Wendell Tyler, but that's not accurate. That's not right. I'm guessing. He's a Pack alum, Ram rusher. Give me the era.
He just
recent.
Yeah.
No. Oh, then no, I have no idea.
Steven Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, the running backs in the last 15 years, they trade them out every 2 years. They have no chance.
He was the guy. Big back, great beaver.
Dickerson, I was going.
Sure.
SMU.
Yeah, and that's a great.
Pony Express.
I've got a couple random NBA guys. I got random NBA guys flooding my phone now that you say. And I don't know this player, Rashawn Holmes from the Kings. I don't know Rashawn Holmes.
I don't even know.
Yeah, you called me on that one. That's a Ben Lasky. I don't know that one. I don't know Rashawn, and
I do know Rashawn Holmes.
I don't know him, and so with apologies. Now this one I do know because I covered.
Yeah, you have
the game.
to know that's part of the.
This one I do. Alex Caruso
at Texas A&M.
Yeah, that's correct. At Texas A&M. Yeah, and I was in Puerto Rico in San Juan doing stuff with Boston College in West Virginia, and Texas A&M was there, and they were playing College of Charleston, and Caruso's out there as a senior in college or whatever, kind of balding, right, and just dominating. Like just dunking. He's great, and he's a really, really, really underrated athlete. Really good player.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
I remember watching him a little bit in college, but then I saw him in the summer league after he was just a free agent out there, and I was like, because I coached Dellavedova, and I've always he just kind of grinded out there. I said, this guy, because he can really pass. And then he's huge and fast.
He's enormous.
You see the size of his hands?
He was like a power forward playing shooting guard.
Yeah,
and he was pretty quick.
He's a point guard.
Yeah, he was.
He really is a point guard. He's
awesome.
A really good passer. He's a good playmaker.
Rashawn Holmes, Bowling Green. So
I had that.
I did. Is that what you said? I didn't hear that.
I didn't get a chance.
I don't know if we're giving it to him. I was not getting Rashawn Holmes.
I knew he was a player. I was not getting Rashawn Holmes.
I love it. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. That was trivia. We're live here at Zeppo's talking ball with Kyle Smith.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 22 major centers throughout the West with over 50 daily departures to 22 nonstop destinations served by AHA, Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines. Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.spokaneairports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Which would you rather be? An armchair quarterback or an on the edge of your cushy leather seat chair quarterback. Turf Club Sportsbook is now open at Northern Quest with the most modern, luxurious, and exciting sports wagering experience around. So you can bet, watch, and win like never before. Right here in the heart of the action. Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Now open at Northern Quest.
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Heat 3, way beyond the arc in Kansas.
With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back at it, you're live talking ball with Coach Smith. Cougs are 37 in the net rankings, right smack in the thick of pack play. The standings in the league are as such: UCLA, Arizona, USC, Oregon, and then Washington has played one more game than the Cougs, and there are the Cougs right there, 5-3, 12-7 overall. They are the second hottest team in the pack right now. UCLA's won 6, Cougs have won 3 straight. Question here for you on Twitter, Coach. Yeah. Jen Delzer, great Coug.
Oh, yeah.
Great,
she's
all-time
consistent.
Coug, great listener.
She's consistent. Yeah.
Wants to know if you think that the college game, the college men's game, needs to move to quarters as opposed to halves, and your thoughts on that. And she has a couple other rule changes for you as well. What's your opinion?
Absolutely have no opinion.
Okay. I think if I'm, and I might be wrong on this because the game is half, so I haven't covered the quarters, but I think some of the idea, some of the upside to it is the fouls reset, right? So the double bonus is a little more manageable.
Guess what? Scoring will go down.
Is that right? Scoring drops down with quarters?
I would imagine it would.
Is that because of the free throws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because offense is easier in the end of each half, probably because you don't want to foul in your double bonus. And if you do foul, it's very punitive.
Interesting.
So at the beginning of games, and this has come from John Andrzejczyk, nerd galore. Yeah. He says he was talking to Ken Palm himself about the first 10 possessions of a college basketball game were just brutal offensively. Because you're on the scout, you're not in the bonus, your teams are pretty physical, and so when you get to 7 fouls, it's pretty key that you get there quickly. It's a big difference.
Interesting.
You can't pressure. You can't. The defense they can, but it's that's way too punitive if you get I'll give you that. Send you the line.
Yeah. She says she apologizes for the basketball question. Wants to talk about your favorite Super Bowl snack. Do you have?
Well, you know what? I was on my soup chat today, actually.
Oh, good. Yeah, they've been a little absent from the show.
They've really been kind of floundering, but uniquely enough, it was you had to submit your top 10 chips.
I like this
of all time, and so one for me is Texas style. It's a brand, jalapeno chips.
Is that a Houston thing?
It's a Houston thing. That was my Sunday. It was a big gulp. It was really spicy. A big gulp and a big bag, and I watched my Oilers. That was done.
I love
so that was an easy answer. Yep. And then I had thrown a couple, like your Andy Cap cheddar fries.
I know those.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
And Dots. Dots are new. The pretzels shouldn't count. They're like from Montana or Dakota.
They're great. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Really underrated.
And then it's hard to keep a Cheeto out.
Sure.
Any form of Cheeto is pretty good.
How do you feel about the? See, I like a thicker tortilla chip.
You like artisan chips. I know you really like.
I was gonna say
I want a real dude that likes chips.
I was gonna say a chip that
thick.
First of all, sour cream. I'm sorry.
Tremendous.
Salt and vinegar. A huge salt and vinegar fan.
Great.
But I like a thick chip because you got to get the dip on there without it breaking.
I'm a big dip guy. That's a whole other element to soups, and that's like
salsa.
Dips. Salsa, tremendous.
Salsa's got to be there.
Yeah,
but I'm a baby. I'll cry if it's too spicy. I'll start to cry.
Well, here's the real kind of divide the people in this world. Are you a Ruffles or Lay's guy? Just your basic chip.
I'd probably go Ruffles.
Yeah, because you want a thicker chip.
I want a little thicker. I want a little
dip.
crunch.
Dip.
I want a little
sour, like a French onion dip.
Yeah, sure.
Get in there a little. Yes.
I wouldn't pick French onion, but I won't avoid it either.
Oh, I love a French onion dip.
It's okay.
Tell her that for what was it? What was the question?
What's your favorite Super Bowl snack?
I'd go like a nice Ruffles and a French onion dip, or just let me go homemade nachos. Let me just crank them up.
Would you share the bag, or is it your bag? Like, are you
I'd
like
share? I'm not like you.
All right.
I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy. You're the kid that had the foods couldn't touch and really selfish. I know
you. A little bit of that. Yeah, a little bit of that.
It's very
might be, you might have pegged me. Very you're a recruiter. I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You
I can read you.
Personality
assessment. I mean, I've seen the pictures in your house.
I've
seen that.
Now that's
got
not
like
true.
These shirtless.
This is now false.
In the mirror.
This is not.
It's on his
none
phone.
of this is true.
It's his screensaver.
That
right
is,
here.
my screensaver is not that.
True.
That's my.
He's like,
it's my son. No, it's not. That's
let's
not,
give
no.
you strike a pose.
Nah, we're good.
For the
We're
people
good
live
on that.
here.
We're good on that. We are due for a break though. How about that? Let's call a timeout. Calm you down. We'll calm it all down. Stop the momentum. Stop the momentum in the game. We'll
they're
huddle
taking
up.
me on. They know. They've seen your pictures.
We'll huddle up. We'll take a break. We're back here live at Zeppo's next.
We'll talk about your metalhead. The metal piece to your old deal.
Larger than life is truly an understatement in family favorite Clifford the Big Red Dog, now available at Redbox. When Emily discovers her little red puppy has grown 10 feet overnight, she turns to her eccentric Uncle Casey for help. But when a mad scientist tries to capture the playful pup, it takes the whole neighborhood to hide Clifford as they race across the city. Get ready for the incredible laugh-out-loud comedy that is big fun for the entire family. Watch Clifford the Big Red Dog and make it a Redbox night. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
This is Cougar basketball.
Flowers, step back three, hand in his face, he buries it. Williams to the right, bucket with a two-handed dunk.
Join us all season as Kyle Smith and the Cougs look to make some noise in the Pac-12 and beyond.
Babagidi all the way to the bucket for a skyscraper. Beats it. Gay with a tomahawk, puts it home, and the foul.
It's only on your home for Cougar basketball, the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Have a question for Coach Smith? Send a tweet with your thoughts to Matt Chazanow using the handle @M_Chaz. That's M_CHAZ. Now, back to Zeppo's.
And live here, we're talking ball with Kyle Smith. We've got ourselves a Bay Area week. We have not done an opponent preview. You're going to hear that billboard next. Let's talk a little bit about Stanford and Cal. The Stanford game's the one of a handful I hate to say you really would love back. But Stanford in particular, that long second-half drought that still was a single-digit game.
Yep.
What are your takeaways from that game now into this one here going to Maples?
No, I just watched it. We played really well first half and made shots. We were moving the ball well. And second half, they just did what any team does. They came after us a little bit, and we just were flat-footed and didn't really respond either way. And I thought when they cranked it up, we just expected them kind of go away on our home floor, and that wasn't the case. And they're a big, strong, physical team. So we're without just both DJs, and I don't think we had Matt DeWolf. We just, you kind of need some of your physical bodies there. So hopefully we'll be closer to full go there and figure it out.
Spencer Jones was 3 of 7 from 3. Unique player because he's so big, but he shoots the 3 really well.
He's a good player. He's really developed. His freshman year, he was just a guy that really spaced the floor, could really flick it. And he hasn't shot it as well from 3, but he's really goes to the glass now. He goes in the post. He can put it on the floor. He can get all the way to the bucket. He's kind of turned into a really good player.
I was kind of surprised Brandon Angel had 16 in that ball game. He's just not the guy that you would think of as Stanford's leading scorer.
No, but he's cut in the same mold as Dallaire, Jones, and
Long,
Ingram. They're all kind of very interchangeable guys, and he's got a really good feel and can make threes. He's good. He's a really good player. You know, we like to think that you know, we got to do a better job on him. But he's the kind of guy that will exploit you if you're not. He's kind of like for them, he's their Andre. He's coming off the bench. He's probably not high up on the scout. Needs to be higher up on our scout, but he doesn't have a lot of blemish. There's not a lot of weaknesses in his game. Just going to take what the defense gives you, and he's got good size. He's young. He's smart. He's going to be a good player.
Michael O'Connell's their point guard. He really runs the show. He's such an interesting story because he's the only player ever to be as highly rated as a lacrosse player and a basketball player as he was. He was going to go to Maryland to play lacrosse. And he kind of plays basketball like a lacrosse player.
He's just a good athlete.
The motor is just...
No, he's good. He's really... You can tell why he'd be good in lacrosse because he's really fast north and south. Yeah. Kind of like, you know, I guess, where's he from? Was it Blair?
Yeah, Blair Academy.
It's where it's the
New York, New Jersey.
I know where it is. Yeah. It's really affluent guys. He'd be a great football player.
Yeah,
he's built like he's a little like Borgie.
Yeah, I think
built like Borgie.
He's taller. He's probably a little taller than Borgie.
Yeah. He's probably a little taller to be a running back, probably 6'1", but he's built like that, tank, and
stocky.
And he's just north south and go right up the field. So but he is he's struggled to shoot the ball this year, but he really helped them last year and got them going. And they need that. They're a little light on the backcourt. Silva's a freshman, and him and Tate's is really a two-guard. So they've been playing Ingram almost as their point guard, point forward.
Yeah, he's an interesting player.
He's a good player. Is what he is.
He's a 5-star.
He's good.
Big recruit. Again, not he's very different than Flowers, but neither of them are the huge high flyers.
No, he's kind of cut in the mold like a Jared Dudley.
Yeah.
Strong but really skilled, good feel, can make shots but not a driller. He's just good basketball player.
Smart. Yeah, Dudley played forever in the NBA.
Unbelievable.
Forever.
You want me to give you that recruiting story?
Boston College. Yeah, please.
He tried to commit to us at St. Mary's.
Did he?
Yeah. And I don't know.
Didn't work out.
It was stupid.
Didn't work out.
We were idiots.
So he's trying to go to St. Mary's and ended up in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Ended up in Boston.
This was this summer going to senior year, so we're still recruiting him, and then still no one's recruiting him because he just doesn't pass the eye test.
Yeah.
He doesn't have we offer him in the spring, and he says, Coach, thanks, but I think I'm going to go to Mount Zion Academy.
Really?
He turned us down for a prep school because wow, that's really
interesting.
That's really humiliating. We just lost to a prep school. So he goes back on the AU circuit, and I'm still watching him, and he starts to pick up some real recruitment. The Boston College assistant was Bill Cohen. Was actually the guy that recruited me to Hamilton College.
He did?
Yep.
Bill Cohen, future coach at Northeastern, I believe.
Yeah. And
Bill Cohen recruited you to Hamilton?
Yeah, he's the best recruiter in the business.
Wow.
You know that, right?
I did not know that.
Well, the evidence.
Well, he picked you out. Right.
That is evidence. He spotted me. But
right.
So I'm just trying to keep my car. I'm at St. Mary's at Boston College. And he's asking, what do you know? And he's asking all the questions like, is this guy good enough? And he knows I've been recruiting him. But I'm like, I'm playing like that. And I finally just said, you want to know what my nickname is for him? And he goes, what? I said, 2,000.
Yeah.
He goes, what does that mean? And I said, he's going to score 2,000 points for us.
He's that good.
And he ended up scoring 2,000 for them. He was ACC Player of the Year. No one, this was his only high major offer. And it's like, dog,
guys, phenomenal there.
It just kills you when you had one right and you just couldn't get it. He couldn't get him. It was like, he just told us, like to Randy, I said, he just said he's going to prep school.
Oh, man.
He really, anyway.
Well, that's a great
story. Unfortunately, I got a lot of stories like that.
That's a great story. All right, let's do this. We'll take our final break, come back, put a bow on the show. We'll talk about Cal a little bit next, live here at Zeppos.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 22 major centers throughout the West with over 50 daily departures to 22 nonstop destinations served by AHA, Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines. Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.spokaneairports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
Back after this local timeout on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
We just rolled through the Stanford Opponent Preview real quick. Cal, bangers down low. Back here live at Zeppo's final segment. Bangers down low in Berkeley. The big guys, Andre Kelly.
They're physical all the way around.
Yeah.
Big, good defensively. They've been actually scoring the ball much better lately. And with a really tough stretch at UCLA and USC.
Played them tight. Played UCLA.
It had a great. Not USC. They had a chance to win.
Yeah, right.
I watched it. So they're playing well. It'll be really tough. They're good at home. It'll be a good test for us. We'll know a lot more about ourselves after this weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for this time. As always, Go Cougs. That's Jared Brent Cooper getting us on behind the camera. Huge thanks to Jerry Kylo getting us on the air. For everybody here at Zeppo's, great to see you. Luke Howlett's back in the U.S. Bank Network studios. 5:30 airtime Thursday from Maples Pavilion at Stanford. Big one.